went with the safe call.
Ended up at a base hit, and now Tristan Becerra to the plate for Ole Miss, and Becerra takes a breaking ball for strike one.
And I don't think that's what Jay Johnson was upset about. Jay Johnson thought he swung. Wasn't whether he called it right away or didn't.
I think if he had had a straight-on view, he would have thought it was just a strike also. The 0-1. Becerra on the ground. Backhand stop by Milam. He'll throw over to first. Nice play by the shortstop, Stephen Milam, who was on the second base side of the bag, diving back toward the middle on a sharply hit ball.
Yeah, Milam can just really play defense. This ball right up the middle. See Milam, as you said, shaded. Just makes it look easy, doesn't he? That was 110 off the bat for Tristan Becerra. Tell you how hard that ball was hit.
No chance to get Decker at second base, so Ole Miss with the runner in scoring position with one out here in the bottom of the first inning, and Judd Utermark at the plate. LSU playing Utermark to shift, and they open him with a breaking ball away. Utermark not a guy that needs much help from the wind, but I would imagine he thinks if I can get one in the air, it's got a real chance today.
I can assure you, a hitter like Utermark, when you pull up to the ballpark, you are checking which way the flag is going. And today it's going a really good direction if you're a hitter.
Shift on for Utermark. Come inside, and it's now 3-0. Judd 2 for 7 on the weekend. 4 runs scored. He's driven 1 in. Couple of walks and a strikeout. He's been hit by a pitch.
And do not be surprised at all if he gets the green light right here.
And he takes a strike. Breaking ball 3-0.
LSU thinking he had the green light, certainly throwing that slider.
3-1. This one down and away, and Ole Miss has first and second now with 1 out. Second walk of the weekend for Utermark. Single on the ground by Decker, and then Tristan Becerra. It's a rocket up the middle that Milam makes a really good play on. Jay Johnson now out. He has made pitching changes this weekend. I wouldn't think that this is a pitching change.
No, I agree. They go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say the meetings on the mound that were not pitching changes have largely been Nate Yeski.
I think they've been totally Nate Yeski. This I think is just a deal. Try to get everybody back on the same page. LSU has allowed a couple of big innings this weekend, and Jay Johnson trying to get out ahead of a possible big inning.
Gavin Guidry, the right-hander throwing. He went a career-high 5 1/3 last week. Came into the game late, pitched all the way through the end of it for LSU against Tennessee. Jay Johnson certainly, like everybody associated with college baseball, knows the difference in salvaging one and getting swept really is a big deal. As Will Furnace hits it on the ground right side. That's going to sneak out into right field. Decker hits the bag at third. He's going to come around to score. Throw to third offline. Utermark goes first to third. It's an RBI single for Will Furnace, his 4th RBI of the weekend, and Ole Miss scores first.
Yeah, and we've seen some teams shift Will Furnace. This time LSU is not. Furnace just kind of rolls over that ball, doesn't hit it particularly hard, but finds the hole. Ole Miss scores first here in the bottom of the first.
18th time this year that Ole Miss has scored in the first inning of a ball game. In the previous 17, they are 16-1. Ole Miss offense that's trying to pick up where it left off in yesterday's ball game. This is a base hit out into right field for Hayden Federico. He stays hot. Furnace trying to go first to third. Throw is way offline. That's an extra base for Federico. Utermark scored easily, and it's 2-0 Ole Miss.
Yeah, I don't think Jake Brown thought Furnace was going first. I don't think anybody in the ballpark, including Mike Clement coaching third base, thought Furnace was going to go first to third. And with a good throw, Brown's going to get him. Obviously, this was not a good throw. Air mails it. You can see Furnace is clearly going to be out if that ball's on line.
But it was way offline. And fortunate that it hit the padding and skipped back. If that ball goes into the stands, you're talking extra bases for everybody. 2 in scoring position now for Cannon Golden. And now Cerna is going to go out and have a conversation with Grant Fontenot.
And walking very slowly. I think he was told to eat up as much time as he could. Certainly trying to get the arm in the bullpen ready.
You know, the story on this Ole Miss team this year has been they only rely on the long ball. They're going to have a big inning. They're going to do it with home runs. You think about game 1, Ole Miss had 4 singles in the first inning, scored a couple of runs. They're able to put 12. He grabbed it, though, in foul ground.
This man on third, less than 2 outs, is one of the places that Ole Miss has not been great this season. A lot of strikeouts in this situation. Certainly Golden wants to put this ball in play.
1 out in the inning, runners at second and third. 2 across already for Ole Miss, and this ball bounces in. Cerna's able to find it, kind of rolled between his legs and through the legs of the home plate umpire, Christopher Gonzalez.
That's a heck of a play by Cerna. That is a spike breaking ball in front of home plate. Those are the hardest kind to block and to keep close. It was certainly a nice job by Cerna, at least short-term saving a run.
Ball and 2 strikes to Cannon Golden. He lays off ball 2, again blocked by Cerna. Dom Decker able to hold up on a check swing, and then on the next pitch gets a single up the middle. Becerra grounds out. Utermark walks, and then back-to-back run-scoring singles from Will Furness and Hayden Federico.
Yeah, the one out this inning was by far the hardest hit ball of the inning. Becerra's ground ball up the middle.
Infield in for LSU, the 2-2 on the ground, fielded by Milam. He's going to come home. Now you've got Furness in a rundown. He falls down and is tagged out, but that does allow Cannon Golden to get to second base. So Federico went straight to third, stayed there. Federico took the extra base during the rundown. That was right to Stephen Milam.
Turned out to be a really good call by Jay Johnson, having the infield in. And as you said, solid play by Furness. Once you know you're out that far, you stay in the rundown, you're just trading second and third. So same situation for Ole Miss as before.
Golden reaches on the fielder's choice. Now Braden Randall looking for a 2-out base hit for the Rebels. He takes down and in for ball 1. Jeremy Dupree, the third base umpire. He's already had a little action and has heard a bit from Jay Johnson. Clint Fagan, the crew chief, in the middle of the infield at second base, and Jason Johnson is the first base umpire. Braden Randall ahead in the count, 2-0. Austin Fawley waits on deck. The 2-0 to Randall. He rips this one foul down the right field line.
Diamond Girl tried to catch that. Did you see that? She's trying to keep it in front of her.
Applaud the effort.
Yes. No, I mean, most of the time they're scattering, and I mean, she's trying to play it in front of her.
Trying to get the short hop.
Yes. That is some kind of effort.
A good fielding position. Trying to go down low, get it with 2 hands.
Yes.
Well done. That one misses just low. So Ray was able to record the first 4 outs of the game on 10 pitches. 9 pitches, actually. fairly efficient way to start.
Yes, it is.
Ole Miss shifting against Omar Cerna. 3 infielders on the left side of the second base bag. Fouled off, and the count evens. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fastball there. See a little bit of wobble in the picture right now. It's because of the wind. Going straight into our center field camera. 2-2 pitch misses high, and the count full now. Mike's as steady as they come.
That wind is blowing today, man. Straight at him.
Well done, Mike. Full count, LSU looking for its first base runner. Pitch to Cerna. On the hands, and he got a piece of it to stay alive. I don't know if the wind is blowing in Athens. Probably so, based on watching the Masters at Augusta. But they have had a bunch of offense there today. Florida leading 13-5 over Georgia, trying to take the series from the Bulldogs on the road. Full count once again. Strike 3 called. Just a touch of a delay there by Gonzalez. Second punch out for Taylor Rabe. 2 down.
Yeah, this is 97, right on the black outside. Going to get a good look at it right here. Foley brings it back a little. Certainly too close to take with 2 strikes.
5 batters faced and 5 outs for Taylor Rabe, and now it's Stephen Milam coming to the plate. Milam has 3 hits on the weekend. He's driven in a run, struck out a couple of times in Friday night's game. Milam, the junior from Las Cruces, New Mexico, played a big role in that national championship team a season ago. Fouls off the 1-0.
So that crowd roars because that ball was caught in the dugout by former LSU player Drew Bianco. If you were wondering what that noise was, there's Drew.
Started his career at LSU, finished at Houston. Working on staff here at Ole Miss the last couple of years. Milam fouls this one off opposite side, and he's behind in the count. A ball. Cerna will throw down to first, and Foley is retired. That's the first strikeout for Gavin Guidry, who really did a good job coming out of the bullpen after Fontenot was hit hard to start the game. He got the ground ball from Golden with the infield in. And then he got Braden Randall to pop out.
Mike Bianco was having a discussion with home plate umpire Christopher Gonzalez after that. Again, perhaps just how quickly Guidry is throwing after the Ole Miss hitters get set. That's the only thing I can come up with. I don't know what else that could be. We've seen it all weekend. LSU likes to get it and throw it, which is a former defensive infielder. That is fantastic. Get a guy that gets the ball and throws it quickly.
That would call a strike on the outside corner. Owen Pano behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. As long as you don't feel like they're quick pitching you as a hitter, do you really mind if a pitcher gets ready to go?
No, I'd say most hitters like to be able to get in the box and go ahead and hit, not be standing there forever. But certainly if you're not looking at the pitcher or you don't feel set, no, you don't want him to throw it then.
Pano's had a nice weekend, 3 hits and 6 at-bats. The 2-2. He lays off away. Had a home run in Friday night's game. A couple of doubles this weekend. Has driven in 4 for Ole Miss out of the 9 hole. Full count now to Owen Pano. And he gets him swinging. That's back-to-back strikeouts for Gavin Guidry here in the second.
Yeah, I think this is the cutter right here, and you can see there's some depth to it. 89 miles an hour. Pano swings over the top. A couple of well-executed two-strike pitches this inning for Guidry.
See, 22 appearances a year ago with an ERA just over 2.5. ERA higher this season.
It was actually 2 years ago. He missed last year being hurt. It was 2024.
There we go. I was going to make a joke about not being able to read, but
you got a lot going on your side.
Decker just kind of gets a piece of that over toward the on-deck circle to stay alive. Hits this one in the air to left field. Stanfield going back to the wall. It's gone. He was the #1 rated first baseman coming out of high school a year ago. Top player out of the state of Indiana. First team All-State a year ago. Two. Fouls it away. There's some pop in the bat for Mason Braun, too. He's only got 2 home runs this year, but he participated in the MLB Draft Combine, and he launched the longest home run that was hit there, a 430-foot shot. Two to Braun, and he goes down swinging. That's 3 strikeouts in a row and 4 in the game for Taylor Rave.
Yeah, I think this is the split finger. Yeah, you can see that ball, either the changeup split, where it's going to go away from a left-handed hitter, and it just dives out of the zone. And Braun, who's been seeing it really well, just couldn't hold off of that one.
Gotta have big hands to throw a good splitter, right?
Yeah, that's certainly one of the criteria. I'm going to bet Taylor Rabe's got big hands.
What else goes into that pitch?
You hold it with a grip like between your fingers, and you throw it hard, and you typically you squeeze the thumb and your first finger. Try to get that downward action. For some guys, that's easier than the changeup for them to handle.
And then a 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
I was also an offensive coach. I didn't have to teach those. So
yeah, but you had to hit against them occasionally.
Yeah, you hit the fastball before you threw it. That's the theory.
Ahead of the count, no balls and 2 strikes. John Pearson. 0 for 5 on the weekend. The 0-2. There's this one down the right field line. Furness gives it a chase, and he'll be able to make the catch. Furness has played a good first base so far today.
Yeah, he'd go a long way to get this one. See a smile on his face. Again, Ole Miss, that foul territory is all turf, so as you're running, even though there's a difference in color, you have no idea how close you're getting to the wall.
Nine-hole hitter Braden Simpson batting for the first time this weekend, drawing the start today at second base. Simpson takes strike 1. Told you Simpson making his 13th start of the year. He's got 25 at-bats on the season, 7 hits, hitting .280 coming into today. 24. This ball out into left field, a base hit for Utermark. He's going to hit the bag, make a big turn, and decide to put on the brakes and probably a good decision, a leadoff single for Utermark.
Yeah, nice job by Stanfield. He got to that ball quickly, made a good throw. But this is the breaking ball, and certainly that is a pitch Utermark's had trouble with. And that ball's down and away. Utermark able to stay on that curveball, hooks it into left field. Stanfield realizing that Utermark runs good. You can see he gets to it quickly, makes a strong throw to second, keeps Utermark at first.
Here's Will Furness. Will Furness has seen about as many different defensive alignments as you can see. LSU, with all of its infield position players, played in normal spots, though you do have Simpson kind of pulled over on the 4-hole side, and Milam played up the middle. Big swing and a miss there from Will Furness. Talked about the home run numbers being down for Will Furness yesterday, some. This ball hit to Milam. He drops it, then he'll step on the bag for the force out at second, throw it over to first. And now there is a safe call at first base.
And Utermark's out on the force play at second. This is going to
pitch strike to Hayden Federico, who had an RBI single in his first at bat. That was his 4th hit of the weekend. He is 4 for 5 at the plate this weekend for Ole Miss. I think you and I both kind of pride ourselves on knowing the rules of the game and being able to go to those. And I guess I feel just a little bit of solace in the fact that you had 4 umpires that get paid to do this.
They had to ask for help, and then it took a while in Birmingham to come up with the call.
Yeah. That ball hits Hayden Federico in the foot, and he's going to get first base, kind of walking it off and now jogging it off as he heads down. So Furness to second. Federico to first. 2 base runners for Ole Miss with 1 down here in the bottom of the 3rd.
And just that cutter slider right on top of Federico's foot, his back foot, I think. Yeah, right on top of that back foot.
Those hurt.
Clock operator, can you please reset the pitch clock to 20 seconds?
Cannon Golden is going to be the next hitter for Ole Miss.
Thank you.
First base umpire Jason Johnson and Mason Braun are chatting. I'm sure Mason Braun curious what the interpretation on that rule was. What happened there?
He had no chance of catching the ball. He couldn't catch it.
Tried to kind of reach around the back of Judd Utermark. So Cannon Golden still looking for his first hit this weekend. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the 1st inning. He hits it on the ground right side. That's fielded by Simpson to second for 1 to first. Not in time for the double play. They get Federico at second. Golden reaches on a fielder's choice, and Furness goes to 3rd.
That's a good turn, too, by Simpson and Milam right there. That was quick. Just Golden runs really well. Can't do it any better than those 2 guys just did it, though.
2 down in the inning. Ole Miss got 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, looking for a 2-out base hit from Braden Randall, who was the second hitter faced by Gavin Guidry when he came in the first inning. Got Randall to pop out to Milam out at shortstop. Kind of got it in on the hands. A swing and a miss and a throw out to second base after Golden faked like he was going to second. That throw
last year, too, as he was getting back from that injured arm at the end of last year. A guy that Ole Miss counted on some out of the bullpen. He's been fantastic this year.
Pitched in the SEC Tournament Championship game last year against Vanderbilt. Just 1 run allowed over a couple of innings, and then pitched against Western Kentucky in the Oxford Regional. Ole Miss hosting a season ago. He's ahead, no balls and 2 strikes to Chris Stanfield. Second time through the order for the LSU Tigers. Ball and 2 strikes to Stanfield. He's got a couple of hits on the weekend. Check that, 1 hit, 1 for 5 with a run scored and a pair of walks this weekend. One-two to Stanfield. On the ground, left side, fielded by Utermark. And Stanfield is retired on a ground out for the second time today. "35 pitches through 3 1/3 so far for Taylor Rabe.
And that's including the 4 strikeouts. And a lot of times if your pitch count's down, it's because guys are hitting it early in the count. Rabe getting strikeouts and being efficient with the pitch count.
Eric Curiel, 0 for 1. He grounded out to short his first time up. Check swing. Curiel able to hold up. Grounded out to short. It was technically the third baseman, but it was Utermark who was lined up in the shortstop spot. Shift on against Curiel. He's in ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes.
I just feel like it's a matter of time, don't you? A guy like Curiel at the plate, that swing at some point this weekend going to break out.
Coming into this weekend, had hit .500 over the previous 5 games, had back-to-back grand slams. Midweek against Southern, and then on Friday against Tennessee. He's ahead here in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. 0 for 6 on the weekend. He's been on base 1 time with a walk. Takes a fastball strike. Count goes to 3-1 on Curiel. Glad to be with you on this Sunday afternoon. Kind of quiet at the ballpark right now. Ole Miss in front 3-0. The 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Hard slider there. Count goes full.
That is painting a 3-1 slider down and in. I mean, that is absolutely a fantastic pitcher's pitch in a hitter's count.
On the ground, out into short right field. Fielded there by Dom Decker. He throws it to Furness. That is a shift recorded out. Curiel retired.
Yeah, we talked about last time whether the shift worked or not. He was going to be out because he hit it where the shortstop would have been. That's a base hit right there. Decker playing about 30 steps onto the outfield grass. Makes it look easy.
How about Taylor Rabe there, down 3-0 in the count. Gets kind of the automatic fastball, makes the really good slider pitch, and then able to get a ground out on the full count pitch. Cade Arambidi struck out his first time up. Lines this one foul. Seats on the right field side. A little bit smaller crowd today in Oxford after just shy of 11,000 on Friday night and 11,500 yesterday. A few more seats. Ole Miss tries to sweep LSU. No balls and 2 strikes to Arambidi. This one down and away. Rabe trying to have another 1-2-3 inning. 1-2. Just missed. You saw the reaction from Fawley there. He got exactly what he wanted from Taylor Rabe on that pitch.
Yeah, and you love when a catcher, he acknowledges it, gives the fist bump to the pitcher like, hey, that's what we wanted. Flip side is that's a super take by Aaron Beatty. That ball's in the zone most of the way home. Lays off that breaking ball just off the outer edge.
2-2. Another good take. Second full count in a row for Rabe. And this one runs inside, and LSU gets a base runner for the first time today. Good at bat there by Cade Arambidi. Dangerous hitter here for LSU, Jake Brown. He's got just one hit on the weekend, but it was a 2-run home run on Friday night. He was the second hitter of the game, and after Stanfield walked, he hit a shot out into the students beyond the right field wall. He takes down and in for ball one. Brown robbed of a base hit by Will Furness earlier today. Hit a line drive down the first baseline. Furness took a step, dove to his left, and was able to make the grab. The 1-0. Florida takes the series against Georgia. They win 13-7. Trainer made the long jog out. Jay Johnson is making a long walk out to check on his left fielder. A breaking ball that Fawley got there and just kind of jumped on it, hit it out into the left center field gap, about the same spot that he hit his home run yesterday, and that ball was about, I don't know, 3/4 of the way up the wall where Stanfield caught it and crashed in.
Good sign right here. Stanfield hopping up.
I think that's Stephen Milam that went all the way out to check on his left fielder.
You see Stanfield at first takes that angle kind of up and then just lays out into the wall. Thank goodness for the padded walls.
There was a time, I think when you played here, that the outfield wall was metal. I was going to say wood. Metal.
Because it had dents in it. Balls hitting it.
See, initially it was a green wall, and then it was painted blue somewhere along the way, I think. On top of Stanfield making the catch, I don't know that that ball was going to get out. It was really close. I think where his glove catches it, it probably stays in the yard and hits at the top of the wall, but an outstanding play by Chris Stanfield.
Yeah, at the very least, that's an extra base hit leading off the inning. And even better news for LSU, Stanfield's going to stay in the game.
Here's a thumbs up to his center fielder, Curiel. Stephen Milam jogging back in. And here's Stanfield with a big-time play.
You never know. You look back on a play like that, you never know how that affects the outcome of the game. That was a great play.
Now Owen Pano to the plate. Pano takes strike one. The other side of it, Austin Foley's like, come on, I hit it that well and get robbed?
Yeah, And I think if you're Ole Miss fans, you're certainly liking the fact that Foley making better contacts and better swings this weekend. Ole Miss doesn't need him to hit 300, but they sure would like to see him run that ball to the ballpark a few times.
Ball and a strike to Owen Pano, struck out in his first at bat. He hits this one in the air to left field to Chris Stanfield. That one carrying to the wall, and it's gone. Second home run of the weekend for Owen Pano, and I think that one hit off the top of the wall and then shot back into the field of play, but ruled a home run.
The second opposite field home run we've seen an Ole Miss left-handed hitter hit today, and Owen Pano continues his hot weekend. Breaking ball out over the plate. Pano gets it up again today with that wind. You get the ball up, you know you've got a shot. Stanfield goes back, and I don't know what that hit. Certainly came back into play.
Cleared the wall, and to your point just a moment ago, you don't know how it plays out. Well, that would have been a two-run home run instead of a solo home run. Ole Miss in front 4-0. Owen Pano hitting his first and second home runs of the season this weekend. One on Friday night, one here on Sunday. There's a strike to Dom Decker, who has a home run today. He's 2 for 2 with a single, the long ball, and a couple of runs scored.
Another one of those Ole Miss bats starting to look better at the plate. Talked about Federico, obviously Pano this weekend. I think Decker starting to see those numbers come up a bit as well.
2-1. Dom Decker hitting .243 for the season. Just .167 in SEC play, but it's actually trending up. He's got 4 hits on the weekend. Full count pitch now coming to Dom Decker. Shift on against him, and he hits it to the left side, and that scoots under the glove of Pearson. He goes against the shift, and it's a one-out single for Dom Decker. He's got a 3 for 3 day.
Best offensive day I think we've seen, certainly in the SEC, out of Dom Decker. And hits this ball, and Pearson, the third baseman, who's standing at shortstop, just can't get there. And even if he dives and catches that ball, he's not going to get Decker at first base.
And now Tristan Becerra, 0 for 2. Ole Miss 4 runs on 7 hits. Tristan Becerra has 2 hits on the weekend. He hits this one high, he hits it deep, and that ball is way gone. Over the batter's eye. Number 15 for Becerra.
We talked about the wind on the first 2 home runs. That didn't need any wind at all. That ball was crushed. 113 off the bat. 462 is the distance on that one.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't hit it any better than that, and Tristan Becerra knew it.
Third home run of the ball game for Ole Miss. Dom Decker, a solo shot the opposite way. Owen Pano, a solo shot the opposite way. And now Tristan Becerra with a 2-run home run over the batter's eye. And here is Judd Utermark. Rebels in front, 6-0. And Utermark, this one backhanded by Pearson, throws from his knees, a 2-hopper. Braun can't scoop it at first base. That would have been an incredible play.
Yeah, unfortunate for Pearson. That ball's not picked by Braun because you just can't do it. Look at that. That's a complete layout. Throw it from your knees. It's on line, the 2 hops, and that's one that Braun wishes he had back. That's a 2-hopper. Just couldn't handle it. And Utermark can run. We've talked about it. So, I mean, Pearson's got to get rid of it quickly, and he does. You can see that second hop must come up just a little bit on Braun. Can't handle it over at first base.
Jay Johnson headed out to the mound. That may be it for Gavin Guidry. He has been hit hard in this inning. Fawley just missed a home run on that outstanding play by Stanfield out and left. Pano went the opposite way. Decker against the shift. 2-run home run for Becerra. Santiago Garcia, the left-hander, getting loose for LSU. Three innings of work for Guidry, and he came in to a game where the starter, Grant Fontenot, was only able to go a third of an inning. Jay Johnson has made all the mound visits today.
I see Nate Yeske in the dugout. It's not as if he's not there. Obviously, Jay Johnson had something he has wanted to say a couple of times to either his infielders or his pitchers, or both.
Will Furness, runner goes, pitch in the dirt. That's a stolen base for Utermark. He got a great jump there. Even if that ball doesn't bounce in, I don't think Cerna's got much of a chance.
He actually started, stopped, and then started again before the ball ever went to the plate.
So Utermark in scoring position. And this one goes to the backstop, and Utermark will jog to third base on the wild pitch.
LSU going to have to play the infield in again. At this point, you just have no choice. Have to cut that run off at home plate. Can't afford to get down anymore.
Infield end all the way around. Will Furness ahead of the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch from Guidry. This is outside. It's 3-0. Federico, 4 hits and 5 at-bats this weekend. He's been hit by a pitch twice. He's driven in 4. Federico had a slow start to the season, but he is one of the guys that has really heated up at the plate over the last 2-3 weeks. Two balls and a strike now to Hayden Federico. Two, 1, 3-1. That's only the 7 walks for Garcia in 13 innings of work. Opposite 22 strikeouts. Opponent's hitting .245 off of Garcia. There's a strike and the count full now to Federico. Throw to first. This one gets away, and Furness going to try to take second base. It's a dead ball. May have even stuck under the pad up against the wall. And so a throwing error by Garcia gets Furness into scoring position.
And the frustration just continues for the Tigers. Pick, Braun unable to keep it in front of him, and yes, I do believe that ball got caught under the padding. Good call on that one, Richard.
Garcia from the same high school, in the same hometown as Stephen Milam. They both went to Centennial High in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Garcia started out at Oregon and has transferred into LSU. This is ball 4, gets away from Cerna. Once again, Hayden Federico on base and a walk by Garcia to the first hitter that he faces. Still just one down in the inning. That was Austin Fawley, the leadoff man, who was robbed of extra bases and was just inches shy of a home run with the incredible defensive play that Chris Stanfield made. Feels like a long time ago. And now Golden takes ball 1. Cannon Golden's been on base twice but does not have a hit. He's reached via fielder's choice both times. Golden pops this up, third base side. Milam calling for it. He'll make the catch, 2 down in the inning. And Braden Randall is the 9th hitter of the inning coming to the plate for the Rebels. Now you think about Taylor Rabe, who has been
right there. You just don't. You're not getting in front of that one.
She runs all the way to the bullpen to have the bullpen catcher pick up the ball and throw it into the stands. Atta boy. Ball and 2 strikes to Cerna. Ole Miss shifted to the left side against him. Chops another one foul, and Utermark able to grab it, but in foul ground. Had a feeling that this final round of the Masters might be an all-timer, and it appears to be shaping up that way.
Whew. You did predict that yesterday.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Check swing. Cerna went around. He's down on strikes for the 2nd time today. That's the 5th of the ball game for Taylor Rabe, who even after that long break looks really sharp.
And you can see off speed here. It's going to be the curveball. Watching from the side, and yep, try to pull that back quickly, but got away from Cerna.
Stephen Milam now to the plate. Milam was on the College World Series all-tournament team last year. Listed at 5'8".
He is an elite defender.
He started all 68 games at shortstop a year ago. Boy, just filled up the stat column too. 14 doubles, 2 triples, 11 home runs, drove in 57, scored 50. Hit 350 in Omaha. And for the entire postseason, a 385 hitter a year ago. That 11-game run to a national title that LSU went on last season. He hits this one high into the air out to right field. Becerra at the warning track, going to make the catch. Maybe the loudest out of the ball game for LSU, but it is an out.
With the wind blowing the way it is, certainly if you're an Ole Miss fan, probably holding your breath a bit when that ball got up in the air. It was a good shot. That wind blowing basically straight out.
Mason Braun Talked about how good a weekend he has had. Was 5 for 7 across the first 2 ball games. Struck out his first field. Was robbed by Stanfield at the wall. The 1-1 to Fawley. Swings and misses. So Garcia gave up the walk to the first batter that he faced, to Hayden Federico, but then he got Golden to pop out and Randall to ground out to end the inning. This is down there for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Austin Fawley. The 2-2. Fawley out in front of the off speed, and he goes down on strikes for the second time today.
Yeah, really well located pitch by Garcia right there. That is right on the outside corner, breaking ball. Backdoored Fawley.
Now Owen Pano coming to the plate for the Rebels. Pano 1 for 2 today, 4 for 8 on the weekend, including a pair of home runs. A couple of solo shots for Pano. He had 1 a year ago as a freshman, 2 so far this season, both coming this weekend. Big swing and a miss there, and the count goes to 1-1 for Pano.
Got that breaking ball earlier. Got some backspin, got it up in the air. Second home run of the weekend right there for Owen Pano.
2 balls and a strike now to Pano, and Mike Bianco out of the dugout again.
Yeah, he did not think Pano was ready right there.
And the home plate umpire, Christopher Gonzalez, gave Mike Bianco the stop sign hand.
He did. The universal no more.
Three and 1. There's an appeal, but nothing happening there. Full count now to Owen Pano. Santiago Garcia. This one hit on the ground. Diving stop by Braun. He'll flip to Garcia in time. What a play by Braun at first base. I think there is a lot to like with this freshman.
Yeah, he's had a super weekend, that's for sure. This is outstanding play because this one, even with Simpson shifted over, this one's going to get in the hole. Braun lays out, makes a good flip.
Two and 0 to Pearson. LSU just 1 base runner in the game. Cade Arambidi drew a walk in the 4th inning. Rabe retired the first 11 that he faced. He has retired 4 in a row since the walk, and Pearson now will step back in with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. On the ground to second. Big hop for Decker. And there's one away. Eight ground ball outs today.
Now you said it earlier, like first couple of hitters, you're like, hey, if things are going good, is Rabe going to get some ground balls? And certainly things have gone well, and he's getting ground balls.
5 strikeouts, 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the 5th. Here is Braden Simpson, who grounded out to third his first time up. Simpson hit in the shoulder. That one obviously got away from Taylor Rabe. That was a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. So Simpson is the second base runner of the ball game for LSU.
Yeah, that's one that looks like it's chasing you when you're up in the box. I think maybe this gets him in the elbow guard. Yeah, I think it does get him in the elbow guard, so that's better than the shoulder or the elbow.
A lot better.
Much better. Certainly if you're Simpson, it hurts a lot less wearing that padding.
Although Chris Stanfield might say, yeah, but the pads don't make it not hurt at all. He went full speed into the left center field wall to rob Austin Foley of at least extra bases, maybe of a home run. Stanfield a couple of ground outs today, one to second, one to third. Fouls this one off, and he's behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
He definitely saved LSU a run. Remember, Payno hit the home run right after that, so it would have been a 2-run homer. Ole Miss would have 8. It was clearly a run-saving play. LSU certainly hopes that run will matter by the end of the game.
The 0-2. Here's a chopper up the middle. Randall snares it, steps on the bag, and he throws it to first. Not in time to get Stanfield. You get the out at second base, and now they're going to say interference, and that is a double play. Second base umpire Clint Fagan, he's the crew chief, said the slide was interference and therefore an out at first base. There will be a review on the interference.
LSU is challenging the forced play slide interference rule at second base. This play is under further review.
All right, so LSU is challenging it. Ole Miss had already gone to the dugout, so they will come back out. We'll take another look.
And so Randall goes and gets the big hop, and then in sliding hits the base. Oh yeah, that's going to be interference. He didn't slide.
He just kind of stopped running and ducked.
Yeah, had left the ballpark.
Had not hit one since the Kentucky series 2 weeks ago.
It's actually 3 SEC series ago, right? Because played State, then Florida.
That's right.
With some midweek games thrown in.
Seta hits it on the ground to the right side. Has to wait on pause to get there, and he does. Beats Becerra by a step to get the out.
Well, Simpson's looking up thinking he's going to throw that ball to Braun at first base, and Braun's not there. Pause did a nice job getting over.
March 21st, last home run for Becerra prior to today's ball game. Here's Judd Utermark. Utermark's been on base all 3 times, a walk and a couple of singles. Has a stolen base today, takes a strike there, and the count goes to 1-1. Good velocity there. Pause with the 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Shift on for Utermark. Reached out and took a poke at that one, then tried to pull the bat back, and it's called for check swing strike. Strike 3 called, a delayed strike 3 by Christopher Gonzalez, and Utermark goes away looking. 2 down in the inning.
97-mile-an-hour fastball for pause right there.
Scooting.
Right on the outside corner. I think it was a comm issue. You can see Taylor Rabe holding his glove up to his ear like he's not hearing. Drew Bianco, the IT coordinator apparently for Ole Miss. Takes out a new hearing piece.
IT coordinator?
That's what I just said.
There you go.
Yeah. It's his voice, by the way, they hear. Did you know that? That's the voice. That he's the one that has been recorded that says slider away, fastball. It's Drew's voice.
But all they have to do is hit a button.
They hit a button. No, he's not saying it. It's correct.
I think that's a good paying job. Is that like a book on tape reader?
You would get blamed, though, right, every time it was a bad pitch call, though, because you made the pitch call, even though you're not punching the button.
I think before the Friday game, there was a voiceover on a highlight video from Morgan Freeman. Do you think he would do the pitch calls?
Fastball in.
Slider away. Like a Twinkie. Like a Fouled off by Curiel. Who would LSU get to record the go off in a rabbit hole? The 0-1. Chop foul. No balls and 2 strikes to Derek Curiel.
Ole Miss has certainly handled Curiel well this weekend. That is obviously one of the reasons that Ole Miss has a chance to sweep today. Curiel's just not hurt him.
Oh-2. Chopper foul up the first base line. I think he thought it was going to go foul because he never let go of the bat. Curiel came into the weekend hitting .368, so the average has gone down almost 20 points. He's at .350 currently. Richard Cross, Keith Kessinger with you from Swayze Field in Oxford. Top of the 7th inning, Ole Miss leading 7-0 over LSU. This pitch hit high, it's hit deep to right field, and that ball is gone. Up into the front row of the student section, Curiel with his 5th home run of the year. He gets LSU on the board, and that's also the first hit of the game for LSU.
Yeah, you just felt like it's just a matter of time with Curiel. That swing is so good. This is a cutter, basically middle with 2 strikes. Curiel keeps the hands back. And if you're going to give up a first hit, you don't want it to be a cheap one, and this one was not. 108 off the bat, 435.
The previous swing, the dribbler up the line, if that somehow kind of stays on the chalk and ends up being a hit, that's a tough way to give up a no-no.
That was a no-doubter.
Cade Arambidi now to the plate. It is 7-1 Ole Miss. And for the first time today, there's little action in the bullpen for the Rebels. 75 pitches for Rabe today. This ball off the end of the bat out to left field, but it's going to carry out of the yard as well. Arambidi with the home run. Back-to-back solo shots for LSU, and it's now a 5-run ball game. First life that we have seen out of the LSU offense in this game today, and really since early in yesterday's ball game.
Another off-speed pitch, and this one hangs up too. Both those balls were up. Arambidi hammers this one. It was 100 miles an hour, went 397. Taylor Rabe going to get a big hand, and his day is done.
Going to finish with 6 innings of work, 2 hits allowed, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, a walk, and a hit batter.
Straight home runs.
Probably feels like a good time to remind you that in each of their last 4 wins, LSU has rallied from a deficit of 3 or more runs. They trailed by 7 against Kentucky. Ended up beating them 17-7. This against the shift, a base hit for Cerna. Singles through the right side, and LSU has a base runner with nobody out after 3 straight home runs.
Yeah, and certainly some life now in that LSU dugout. It had been a difficult day for them, really, in all aspects. And just like that, 4 hitters, 3 runs, and a man on first.
I said 17-7. It was actually a 17-10 win after trailing by 7. They trailed by 5 to Southern and won that by 10. Twice they trailed to Tennessee last weekend. Came from behind, including that crazy game a week ago today, in which LSU scored 10 runs in the top of the 12th, highlighted by an Aaron Beatty grand slam. Stephen Milam. Pitch misses up and away for ball 1, and there's some movement with some urgency right now in the Ole Miss bullpen. And Austin Fawley going to buy some time for some of those arms in the pen to get loose. That's the right-hander, Landon Koenig.
I think it's Hudson Calhoun.
And also
as well.
right-hander Hudson Calhoun starting to throw.
Calhoun, what, threw 10, 11 pitches last night? Closed it out?
When we talked at the time about, could you bring him back the next day? And you said absolutely. Hudson Calhoun, a guy, some versatility, has been a starter, has also been a reliever. Well, Libbert would love a ground ball from Stephen Milam. The 1-0 from Libbert. There's a strike, gets the corner to Milam, and the count evens at 1-1. Milam 0 for 2, the strikeout and a flyout. And Milam rips it out into right center field, a base hit for him. Cerna's going to make a turn at second, but he will stop there. Still nobody out. 3 straight home runs and then back-to-back singles for LSU here in the top of the 7th, and the Tigers are cooking.
Yeah, 6 innings without a hit. 5 straight hitters have gone to the plate, have gotten base hits for LSU.
Strange game sometimes.
So Mangrum going to make a trip to the mound. That's why you play 9 innings, though. Got to get all 27 outs. LSU giving themselves a real opportunity to have a special inning right here.
Mason Braun is the next hitter coming to the plate for LSU. He's 0 for 2 today, but has 5 hits on the weekend. Ole Miss a winner 6-3 on Friday night. LSU jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Then Ole Miss answered with a couple of runs in the bottom of the first. Rebels carried a 3-2 lead into the 7th, and then had a big 8th inning and got the win 6-3. Yesterday, a 12-2 run rule game, and LSU kind of looked like a dead man walking in this ball game, down 7-0. Curiel got it started with a solo home run. Aaron Beatty, solo shot. Jake Brown, a solo shot, and then back-to-back singles from Cerna and Milam. Brings Braun, the 7-hole hitter, to the plate. First and at second, nobody out. Braun's got a couple of home runs on the year. Freshman from Indiana takes ball 1. Libbert a long set here. And he delivers a strike at the outside corner with the 96-mile-an-hour heater. Offensively, Ole Miss has gone a little quiet as well. LSU pitchers, 3 of them have retired the last 8 Rebels hitters.
And that's always part of any comeback. You've got to keep the other team from extending that lead. LSU has done that the last couple of innings. You just always hope your offense can come alive, and certainly that has happened here in the 7th for the Tigers.
Two balls and a strike now to Braun. It's a big swing there and fouls it straight back. Well, the Masters has officially begun. They say it doesn't start until the back 9 on Sunday. And a good one going there in Augusta, Georgia. 2-2. And a full count now to Libbert. Or from Libbert to Braun, rather. Scattered LSU fans making some noise really for the first time this weekend. Full count pitch. Braun stays alive. If Braun is able to reach safely, that will bring the tying run to the plate here in the top of the 7th inning with still nobody out. 5 in a row have reached safely or scored here in the 7th with 3 straight home runs, a couple of singles. Cerna at second, Milam at first. Pitch to Mason Braun. He puts it in play right side. Will Furness will flip to Libbert. Able to get his foot on the bag just a step in front of Braun for the first out of the inning. The runners move up. Maybe a little bit of an exhale there for Ole Miss to finally get an out.
Sometimes in these innings, it does feel like it is impossible to get that first out. Braun battled hard at the plate, and he does move the runners. Certainly a lot of outs left in this game. It's big to advance the runners. LSU now an opportunity to score a run. They just put this ball in play right here to cut the lead even more.
John Pearson, the third baseman, batting in the 8-hole today. 0 for 2, pop out and a ground out. Takes high for ball 1. Florida's won 2 of 3 in Athens with a 13-7 win today. They are still delayed in Bryan College Station for Texas A&M. Tennessee sweeps Mississippi State in Starkville. That one right on the edge at the top of the zone, but called ball 2 by Christopher Gonzalez, the home plate umpire today. So Mississippi State swept at home in back-to-back weekends by Georgia and Tennessee. The 2-0. There's a swing and a miss. Arkansas gets a sweep in Tuscaloosa. They beat Alabama 3-2. Going into that weekend, Arkansas was reeling and Alabama was red hot. The 2-1. Fly ball, foul territory down the right field line. Becerra gives it a chase. It hits his glove and bounces out. The bad news is you don't get an out there. Suppose if you're looking for a silver lining, LSU was going to score a run because the runner at third was tagging there. And I don't think there's any doubt that Cerna would have been able to get home on that.
Yeah, Becerra had to go a long way, and at the last minute kind of looked where he was to see where the wall was and then looked back up, unable to make that catch. Wind kind of kept that one in play. That one looked like it was definitely going to be out of play. Wind blew it back.
We'll see how that factors in here. 2 balls and 2 strikes to John Pearson. The lefty Libbert. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down in the inning.
Yeah, it's just a fastball here. Down and away. And I guess it was a good play if you're Ole Miss by Becerra, because that was unquestionably going to score a run. Ole Miss gets the out without a run scoring.
And now Braden Simpson in the 9-hole. 0 for 1 today. He's got a ground out to third and was hit by a pitch. Took one in the elbow guard. There's a strike to Simpson to start the at-bat.
And suddenly this has become a really big at-bat right here. If Ole Miss can minimize this to 3, still feel pretty good if you're the Rebels. With 6 outs left and at least a 4-run lead. Base hit right here. This one gets pretty nerve-wracking in the Ole Miss dugout.
Milam out at second base, runs well. There's strike 2 from Libbert. Cerna at third, Milam at second. 3 straight home runs and then back-to-back singles. Runners moved up on the ground ball out by Braun. Pearson struck out. Now Braden Simpson in the hole, 0-2. The pitch from Libbert, fouled off. New baseball for Will Libbert. Everybody regroups. Much of this Sunday afternoon crowd on its feet in Oxford. A little nervous energy in Swayze Field. Again, the 0-2. This ball hit through the left side of the infield, a base hit. Milam hits the bag at third. He's going to try to score. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's cut off by Utermark. A 2-run single on an 0-2 pitch from Braden Simpson, playing for the first time this weekend. And we've got a 2-run game. It's 7-5.
Yeah, just like we were talking about, what a big base hit for Simpson. Gets the fastball, probably too good a pitch right there on 0-2. Simpson hammers that through the hole. Aggressive base coaching, as you would expect with 2 outs. Just like that, LSU's come back from the dead to have the tying run at the plate here in the 7th inning.
I think the third base coach for LSU was waving Milam. I don't think it mattered what his arm was doing. Stephen Milam was going to try to score, and he pops this one high into the air behind home plate. Austin Fawley can't find it. Nobody can, and that is going to be an infield single. Fawley never could find it. You had Utermark coming in from third, Furness coming in. You had Hudson Calhoun in the area. Nobody could get to it.
Yeah, once Fawley's not going to catch this, honestly, the only shot you got is Hudson Calhoun. The other guys aren't going to get there.
And Calhoun really overran it. That wind that's coming out of the south and is blowing out towards center field.
And you can see Furness really nowhere close to it either. He doesn't see it. Might be an discussion here, because Furness did get run into by Yaman as he was going to catch that ball. Again, Furness wasn't going to catch it because you could see he was lost, but there was contact made. Or close. Not sure there was actually contact made.
I don't think there was contact. You had Yaman running up the inside of the base path. It was before he got to the runner's lane at the halfway mark of.
Yeah, he has to avoid the defender. It doesn't really matter where he's running. He has to get out of the way of the defender. Mike Bianco gets an explanation he's okay with, and go ahead run at the plate. And it led this inning off with a home run.
So Yaman gets a single on a ball that was about 20 feet in fair territory after he hit it a mile into the air and nobody could find it. Chief among them, Austin Fawley, the catcher. Now LSU with runners at the corners. Tying run at first base, the go-ahead run at the plate in Derek Curiel. And he swings and misses at strike 1.
I think it's safe to say there's some nervous energy in this ballpark at this point.
LSU is batted around. Curiel led the inning off with a solo home run to right. He got all of it. The 0-1. Outside, ball one. Ole Miss shifted against Curiel. Braden Randall, the shortstop, is on the second base side of the bag, and you got Dom Decker, the second baseman, out in shallow right field. They robbed Curiel of a hit with his shift earlier in the ball game. The 1-1. Chopper, that's going to be over the head of Furness out into shallow right field. Decker picks it up. He throws it toward third. Utermark has to scoop that on a hop to make sure that it doesn't get away, and it's a one-run game. Simpson came home to score, and Yaman goes first to third on the big hop.
As a hitter, you love when it's hard in front of home plate. You can steal some hits. Bang that ball in the ground, bounces over Furness's head. And, I mean, Decker almost throws this ball away. You called it perfectly. I mean, there's no one backing up Utermark right there. If he doesn't come up with that kind of do-or-die scoop, this would be a tie ball game.
6 runs across for LSU in the inning. 3 of them solo home runs. And now Cade Arambidi. He was a hero a week ago for LSU. We're in the top of the 7th inning, and now we've got a tie game. That one bounced in the dirt. No shot for Fawley. LSU has scored 7 in the inning. That one on a wild pitch. Yaman touches home plate, and Curiel gets into scoring position out at second. A nightmare half inning for Ole Miss. It started innocent enough with a couple of solo home runs, but then.
And remember, LSU was hitless through the first 6. To say you didn't actually see this kind of inning coming.
7 runs on 8 hits in the inning for LSU. The 1-0 to Arambidi. This runs inside, and it's 2-0. Arambidi struck out in the first, walked in the 4th. Solo home run earlier in this half inning, the 7th. LSU now with the go-ahead run out at second base. There's a strike to Arambidi. Still got a lot of baseball left. The 2-1. Breaking ball stays up, and the count goes to 3-1.
Yeah, keep going back to that Braden Simpson 0-2 count. Remember, it was 7-3. Almost 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning at 7-3. He gets the 2-out, 2-strike base hit. Ultimately, it leads to at least 4 additional runs.
3-1, ball 4, and that brings Jake Brown to the plate. The inning continues. Hudson Calhoun has faced 3 hitters. He gave up a single to Yaman as a pinch hitter, an RBI single to Curiel, and now walks Arambidi. And Austin Fawley going to have a visit. Now Joel